Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. So in this video you are going to learn how to enroll a user in EverWebinar on successful payment, right? So let's see what is happening here. So you have received a payment here in Razorpay payment page from a person who want to attend your webinar which you have created with the help of EverWebinar application, right? So as and when you receive a payment from the person who want to attend your webinar, you want to enroll the same person as a new registrant on EverWebinar, right? Now let's talk about the applications we are using. So guys, Razorpay is an online payment gateway application in which you can create payment pages and distribute the link with your audience to receive payments. And EverWebinar is an online webinar conducting application in which you can conduct pre-recorded webinars and schedule those webinars many times, right? Now let's suppose that you have created a pre-recorded webinar with the help of EverWebinar application, and this is a paid webinar. That means you want to allow those persons in your webinar who have made a payment, who have given a payment to you for attending your webinar, and to collect those payments you have made a payment page here in Razorpay. Now when you receive the payment from the person who want to attend your webinar, you want to enroll the same person as a new registrant here in EverWebinar. Now to do this you have two ways. One is, whenever you receive a payment, you manually sort out the details of the person who have made the payment. Then you manually enroll the user here in EverWebinar as a new registrant. But guys, if you have hundreds of registrants, this process can be very problematic and tiresome for you. So we have a better way for you. What if I tell you that as and when you receive a payment here in Razorpay, the same person who have made the payment get automatically enrolled as a new registrant here in EverWebinar. Yes guys, this can happen, and this can be done by connecting Razorpay with EverWebinar. But the issue is there is no direct connection or integration present between Razorpay and EverWebinar. So to connect these two applications, I am using a software called as Pabbly Connect. So guys, Pabbly Connect is an integration and automation software, and the best part of it is that you will not require any coding skills or programming knowledge to make this connection between Razorpay and EverWebinar. So now let me give you a demo on my screen of how this connection between Razorpay and EverWebinar is going to work in real time. So guys, this is the payment page we have created with the help of Razorpay to receive payments for the webinar that we are conducting on Indian stock market. So this is the payment page here. Here we are going to receive payments for the webinar on Indian stock market. And to conduct this webinar, we are using this EverWebinar. This is my dashboard of EverWebinar, and I have pre-recorded a webinar in this that we are going to schedule and premiere on regular basis. And here are the list of the registrants we have for our webinar. Alright, so we want that as and when we receive the payment for this webinar, the person who have given the payment get registered here in my EverWebinar dashboard. So let me show you. I will fill this payment details here and made the payment here in Razorpay, and we will check if the same person is get registered here automatically in my EverWebinar or not. So let me fill this. So I have filled the payment details like this. First name is Rakesh and last is Singh, and now I am going to click on this pay button. So after clicking on pay, I am going to use a debit card for payment. Here I am going to fill the test details. This is not original card details. These are the test details. Alright. So I am filling all the required details here. Now I am going to click on pay 350 rupees. So this is our demo bank page. Here I am going to choose success. So you can see the payment is successful here. Alright, so 350 rupees is paid for this webinar on Indian stock market. Now we are going to check in our EverWebinar dashboard that if we have a new, so you can see we have a new registrant added here with the name of Rakesh Singh, and this is the number. All right, so this is the same details that we have entered in this form here, in this actually payment page here in Razorpay, and the same individual who have done this payment get added here as a new registrant for the webinar. All right, so this is how it is going to be done. Now you guys are wondering how I managed to bring this person here in my registrants list without any manual entering of the data here, just by making the payment here by a Razorpay payment page. So now guys, let me give you the easiest possible steps by which you can also make this automation or integration between your Razorpay payment page and EverWebinar. So these are the 3 easy steps by which you can also make this integration or connection between Razorpay and EverWebinar. So step 1 is connect Pabbly Connect to Razorpay with the help of a webhook URL. So first of all, we are going to open Pabbly Connect and connect our Razorpay with the help of a URL which is called webhook URL to Pabbly Connect. Step 2 is collect the data from Razorpay in Pabbly Connect. So in second step, we'll bring the data of the payment that we have received from Razorpay to here in Pabbly Connect. And step 3 is send the same data to EverWebinar to enroll a new user or a new registrant. Alright, so in the final step, we are going to bring the collected data from Pabbly Connect to here in EverWebinar and add a new registrant. So first of all, let's open Pabbly Connect and apply our first step. So first of all, you have to open your browser and type Pabbly, that is pabbly.com. So this is the landing page of Pabbly. From here, you have to put your cursor on the products and click on connect. Alright, now you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes by clicking here on sign up free button. So I have already done this, so I'm clicking on sign in directly. So after signing in, the all apps section of Pabbly will open up. From here, you have to come to this connect panel and click on access now. So this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. To start working here, you have to create workflows like these. So to create a workflow, click here on create workflow button, and here you can enter any name to your workflow. So I am giving the name Enroll user in EverWebinar from Razorpay payment. Alright, now I'm going to click on create here. So as and when your workflow get created, you will see these 2 things, the trigger and the action. So Pabbly Connect work on these 2 things. The trigger says when this happens, action says Pabbly Connect do this. Alright, as in our use case, the trigger would be payment received from Razorpay payment page, and the action would be add a new registrant here in EverWebinar. Alright, so first of all, you have to click on this trigger window, and from the choose app, you have to choose your application as Razorpay. So this is Razorpay we have. And in this action event, you have to select this payment captured option. Alright, now it will generate this URL. So this is called a webhook URL. So with the help of this URL, we are going to connect our Razorpay payment page with Pabbly Connect. Alright, so you just have to copy this URL from here and go to Razorpay dashboard. So this is my Razorpay dashboard here, and you will find this settings here in this bottom left hand side. Click on the settings, and in the settings option, you will find this webhooks option. Alright, so click on webhooks. So you can see we have all these webhooks already generated for various purposes. So you can add a new webhook here by clicking on this add new webhook option. Click on it, and here you have to paste the webhook that you have copied from Pabbly Connect like this. So you have to paste it here in Razorpay, and then in this active events, you have to check this payment captured option. Check this and then click on create webhook. So you can see webhook is saved successfully. Now you can see in Pabbly Connect, it is showing waiting for webhook response. This means it is time for our second step, which is to bring the data from Razorpay payment page to here in Pabbly Connect. So what I'm going to do is I'll make the payment again from our page. So I'm opening the page. So this is our page. I'm copying the URL of the page. Right. So this is the payment page for Indian stock markets webinar, and I'm going to make a payment again. So now this time I'm going to fill the name as 𝗪𝗵𝘆 𝗪𝗯𝗯𝗪𝗆, let's say, the email, mobile, the webinar name, and now I'm clicking on pay here. So from this option I'm selecting this debit card mode. I'm entering the card details like this, right? So yeah, these are the test details, as you guys already know, and this is the all other things that are needed. Now I'm going to click on pay here. So it will load the bank page, which is a demo bank page, and here I'm going to select success. So you can see the payment is successful here, right? Now let's check in Pabbly Connect if it captured the data. So the data is captured here. You can see the data is captured like this. All right, the name is 𝗪𝗵𝘆 and all the details that we have entered in the payment page, right? So this step is completed. Now what I'm going to do is I'll apply a function by Pabbly which is called filter. So I'm going to click here on this plus icon, and from this choose app I'm going to choose this filter by Pabbly. So why we are applying this filter? Because we want that when someone choose our webinar, which is the webinar on Indian stock market, then only we are going to register that person. All right, so you can have many webinars. So from the payment page, if the person selected our webinar, which is webinar on Indian stock market, then only we are going to add the person as a registrant. So here you can see in the payment captured, this is also captured that the webinar is webinar on Indian stock market. So in the filter you can see it is asking for select label and the filter type and the value. So in select label option we are going to select this label which I have shown you, this payment entity notes webinar. So we are going to map this label from here. I'm clicking here on the select label, then on Razorpay option, and you will find the label here. So you can see the label is here, payment entity notes webinar, and here I'm making the filter type equals to, and here in the value I'm going to copy this value. Alright, so this means I'm pasting the value here and I'm clicking on save and send test request. So the response is like this. After I click on save and send test request, it is showing the condition is true, right? That means if someone select this when payment entity notes equal to this, then only we are going to add the person as a registrant, right? Now it is time for our next step, which is to connect our EverWebinar, right? So click on this action window, and from this choose app, I'm choosing the application as EverWebinar. So I am typing EverWebinar. This is EverWebinar. Select this. Now in this action event, you have to select register a person to webinar option, right? Then click on connect here, and from this window select add new connection. Then it will ask for this API key. So to find this key, you have to go to your EverWebinar dashboard. So this is my EverWebinar dashboard. So in EverWebinar dashboard, you have to click on My Webinars option here. And from this My Webinars, you will find the list of webinars that you have created with the help of EverWebinar, right? So our webinar is this stock market, right? So we want to connect this webinar with Pabbly Connect. So you have to click on this advanced option here, and you will find this API custom integration. Click on it, and from here you will find this API key. So copy this key from here go to Pabbly Connect and paste this key here and then click on save. Alright, so it is started showing connected. That means we are connected with EverWebinar. Now it is asking for the webinar ID, which is automatically you can see the list of all the webinars that you have in your EverWebinar dashboard. So this is our webinar. Select this. Then it is asking for the first name. So it is asking for the details of registrant that we are going to add, right? So in first name, click here and you can map the data of the person who have made the payment. So you will find the details of the person from this Razorpay payment captured option. So as we have captured the payment in this first tab, you can see this is the payment that we have, the data of the payment that we have captured. So you'll find the same data here. When you click on this first name and click on Razorpay option, you will find the same data. So from here, select the person. This is the name of the person, first name. In the last name, map the last name from the same place. This is it. And in the email ID, map the email ID. This is email ID. And scheduler. In this scheduler, you can schedule the premiere of your webinar. So let's say we want to premiere your webinar every day at 4:45 p.m. So select the timing, right? Now it is asking for the phone country code. So in this phone country code field, you have to enter the country code of the phone number that you are going to enter here. So we are taking the registrants from India only, so the country code will be 91. So here you have to enter +91, right? Like this. And here in this phone field, you have to map the phone number of the registrant. So you will find the phone number from this option. Razorpay payment captured, you will find the details of phone number, which is this. Map the phone number. And in the date, we do not need date actually, because we are conducting the webinar regularly. Here we are scheduled it regularly at 4:45 p.m. So we do not need any date. So leave it blank. It is not compulsory. Now click on save and send test request here. And it is showing the status as success. Then the webinar ID is created, right? And it is showing this type of response here. So let's check in our EverWebinar dashboard. So this is EverWebinar dashboard. Let's check in my registrants if we have added a new registrant or not. So I'm selecting the webinar, all sessions, right? And you can see we have a new registrant here named as 𝗪𝗵𝘆, the phone number and all the details that we have filled and mapped here in Pabbly Connect. So our connection is working fine. Now let me give you a quick recap what we have done here. So first of all, we connected in the trigger option our Razorpay application, and with the help of this URL we connected the Razorpay payment page and collected the payment details like this. After this, we applied a filter to make sure that the webinar selected is our webinar. Then we connected in this action event the EverWebinar dashboard to register a person to webinar and mapped the required fields that is needed to enter a new registrant. And when I click on save and send test request, you have seen that we have added a new registrant here. All right. So now you just have to click on save here. Now let me tell you one more important thing, that is you can use this workflow or make this workflow run 100 times in a month with the help of Pabbly Connect free account, because Pabbly Connect's free account provides you 100 free tasks every new month. Alright, so if 100 tasks are sufficient for your working, you can use Pabbly Connect for free forever. Also, we are going to paste the link of this same workflow that we have created so that you can clone it in your own Pabbly Connect free account and start using that.
So guys, this is it for today's video. If you want any other type of integration, you can contact us at admin@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries and discuss it from this forum and check the pricing of this software from this link. And guys, as we did today, you can make many different type of integrations using many different softwares by Pabbly Connect and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. So guys, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much for watching this video.